Okay, so we're going to get started. Turn the music off. We're going to actually get started on our backs in a shortened Shavasana. You may want to grab a blanket or a throw pillow to prop up underneath of your knees if that would feel nice on your low back. Definitely trying to gauge the level of my voice. I noticed on the recording yesterday it was a little bit loud and obnoxious, so I know you guys probably want to be calm, so I'll try my best to adjust. Go ahead and get cozy. Give everyone a few moments to get adjusted and settled. And then once you're settled, begin to breathe as always. When you arrive in your practice, you ground and center. You allow the practice to come to you, inviting it in. Feel the solid earth beneath you in the form of the floor that extends down the floorboards into the earth that's solid as well. Solid but porous and can receive any energy that you've been storing up that's less than productive. So as you inhale, take some rich, invigorating breaths in through the heart space. And on your exhale, feel like you can sigh some troubles away, bringing you into the now. Feel those troubles drop down through the floorboards into the earth where it can be absorbed and dissipated. And for this next hour, allow yourself to receive your practice. Receive what it has to offer you. Sometimes the hardest thing is getting here, making it through the proverbial door of the yoga studio, which is now the comfort of your living room, but still pressing join the Zoom meeting is also equally as difficult. So go ahead and maybe not equally, but sometimes can be a roadblock. So you're here, so give yourself that. You know that now that you've showed up, you're going to get whatever it is that you need most. So take a big breath in. Feel that come up through the feet and unlock the knees a bit and the hips, traveling up through the heart space. And then on your exhale, allow it to release the shoulders. Feel the breath flow through the body. Feel yourself grateful for the body that allows you to find peace of mind in these shapes, however simple, however complex. Finding the equality, that threshold between surrender and effort. So it's really hard not to reach into the future with worry now. And Buddhism says that worry is one of the most wasteful forms of energy. Right? Whether we worry about something or not, things are going to unfold. We can take action, but then we have to surrender control, just like in our practices. We have to surrender any notion of control of the outcome. So as you breathe in this space, don't fight those worries so much, right? If you block them, they fight back even more. So allow those worries to rise to the surface, right? Knowing that the challenges are going to be there. And you can do what you can do to take action, just like you came into the portal of your yoga practice today. You can take action to be fully present and not think too far into the future. So even if you follow them through to their logical conclusion, most of the time, most worries never get to that point, to fruition. So feel comfort in knowing that you've carved out this next hour just for you, and you know you're going to be exactly where you're going to be right here and now. Big breath in. Feel that exhilarate you as it comes up through the feet, up through the heart, and shoots out the crown of the head. And on your exhale, empty something out, down through the porous earth where it's absorbed. Keep continually monitoring the breath and also noting where information is given back to you in the form of body parts that may or may not want to move further or retreat a little bit. Honor those places. So here on our backs, I'm going to invite the sound of Om. Many of you may have your microphones muted, but you're welcome to chant this audibly into the space around you, or just be silent. So we'll inhale to receive the breath deeply. One last sigh here. Inhale to Om. Allow the aftermath of that sound vibration begin to percolate right into your breath with sound, your Ujjayi breath. Maybe starting to wiggle some things as you invite that breath in to monitor how far the body wants to go today. Maybe give yourself a stretch of the arms overhead, flexing and pointing the feet, rolling the ankles, wiggling the jaw. And then draw both knees into the chest. Perhaps lift the back of the head off the floor, giving the chin a little tuck towards the knees. Or you can leave your head on the floor. And lay yourself back down. You're going to bring your left foot to the floor. Keep the left knee bent. You're going to cross the right ankle in a figure 4 over top of the left knee. Let your shoulder blades root down into the floor and begin to pick your left foot off the floor, thereby drawing the left thigh and knee towards you so that you can then thread your hands to the inside of the left thigh and wrap the left arm around the outside. So you're just interlacing like a little shoelace here. And then begin to electrify the feet. So flex the feet, pressing the heel away and drawing the right toes towards your right knee and the left toes towards your face. Press the low back into the floor. Feel the shoulders soften as well as the jaw. Breathe. And then maybe you begin to extend the left leg a little bit towards the ceiling. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can draw the left thigh further towards you. And also right knee presses right knee. So the right knee presses away towards the front of your mat as the right toes flex. And the left heel presses like it could stand on the ceiling. Big breath in. And exhale into the hamstring, into the low back as the sacrum presses down. And then bring your left foot back down to the floor. Extend the left leg down, lengthen the left leg long down to the ground. You're gonna roll over to the outside edge of your left hip and just come into a little twist here as the right knee drops over to the left. Stretch the arms out to a T for a nice detoxifying twist. Gazing over your right shoulder. Nothing too extensive or hard here. Let your jaw soften, big inhale. And exhale. We'll roll onto the back now. Bring your right foot to the floor And this time you're gonna cross your left ankle over top of your right knee, coming back into that same figure 4 shape. Repress the sacrum, relock the shoulder blades, begin to draw your right knee in, hooking your hands around the thigh, running the left hand through between the left knee and right knee. Again, knee presses knee, left knee presses away from the face towards the front of your mat. You can keep the right knee bent, or if you'd like to stretch the heel towards the ceiling, you can. Just go slowly. You're getting a nice stretch here, just in figure 4, regardless of whether you straighten the leg. Both feet flex as you draw the right thigh in a little bit closer. Jaw relaxes. Big breath in. And sigh into the shoulders. Bring the right foot back to the floor. Extend the right leg long. Keep your left knee drawn into your body and roll all the way to the outside edge of the right hip as the arms stretch out to that cross, that T. Gazing over the left shoulder, feeling a nice stretch through the left side of the low back. Big inhale here. Feel the heart sparkle up. And exhale, sigh. Reach through the fingertips, expansive. And exhale, roll back onto your back. So you're drawing knees in, you're gonna roll through one side, simply come up to hands and knees. And then find something to sit on. I'm gonna sit on the edge of a pillow. Improvise here. Come into a comfortable cross-legged seat. How's the volume here? Give me a thumbs up if it's okay. Okay, looks like it's pretty good. Awesome. So either a cross ankle seat, or if you want to come into Siddhasana for a little bit of a hip stretch, you can. We'll circle the arms wide, continuing the Ujjayi breath, reaching through the fingertips, and exhale, travel the hands down through the heart. Circle the arms wide, reaching up and overhead, and exhale, gather the hands down. Again, once more, sweep the arms out and up, and this time we're going to drop the right hand down to the floor, reach the left arm alongside the left ear, twirling the left ribs or right ribs around to the sky and leaning over to the right side. Press the left sit bone down to the floor so you can get that nice side body stretch, and then let the jaw unhinge with each breath. Let the back of the neck get some relief on your exhales. Come on up. You're going to take a twist to your right. Peeling the right shoulder open away from the left shoulder, gazing over the right shoulder. As you peel the right shoulder open, feel the heart blossom up towards the sky. And again, relax the jaw with your exhale. Leaning into your twist. One more big breath in to find length and elegance through the spine. And on your exhale, unfurl your twist, come back to center, give the shoulders a roll. We'll sweep the arms out and up again before we do the other side. Interlace the fingers and flip the palms up to the sky. Peel the biceps open towards the ears and then collapse round the spine. Let your head drop, let your gaze drop to your belly. Inhale, arch the spine into a cow shape. And exhale, round the spine, come forward. Inhale, stretch the arms up. And exhale, tuck in, head drops, neck relaxes. Inhale, stretch the arms up one last time, and then we'll reach the arms behind you, interlace them at your low back. Squeezing the inner rims of the shoulder blades together, you may or may not unbend the elbows. Perhaps bringing the fisted knuckles a little bit further away from low back with your inhales. And then if you'd like, you can gently tuck your chin to the notch of the throat, make space in the back of the neck. Big inhale here. And exhale, sigh. Drop your ear to your shoulder. Doesn't matter which one. Feel the space in the opposite side of the neck. And with your next breath, lift and drop the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. Big inhale here. Bring the chin back up towards level. Relift the fisted knuckles. If you want the gaze to sweep towards the sky, and that feels okay on the neck, you can do that. And exhale. We'll release the left hand to the floor, off to the side. Reach your right arm up alongside your right ear. Leaning over to the left. Pressing the right hip down towards the floor so that you can lean and feel the stretch all the way from the hip, connecting to the armpit. Reaching out through the fingertips, maybe swirl the left ribs around a bit. If there's any tension in the neck, you can just simply rest the ear on the shoulder. And come on back up. We'll take a twist to the left, gazing over the left shoulder, feeling that opening twist as it invigorates the spine and protects you from injury. Since we don't get to twist the spine that often, we do it in practice so that the body's prepared when it comes into unexpected twists. We're reaching for something. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. And exhale, release your twist. And just take a moment to pause and feel how just that simple movement changes something. Bring your hands to heart center. Feeling into heart and belly, connecting there. We'll gently flutter the eyes open and place whatever you're sitting on for easy access so it's close by. You may want to use it at some point to pad up under your knees or whatnot. We'll come into some regular, simple cat-cows, spreading the fingertips wide under your shoulders, beginning to arch the spine as the gaze lifts last. Press into your hands, round the spine, let your head drop, let your gaze drop. Watch your hip points tilt down, inner elbow pit spin forward as the heart expands. And exhale, round into the spine. So begin to bring some free form into this, perhaps finding some C curves as you come through your cat-cows, maybe alternately looking over one shoulder and then the other. Beginning to swirl the hips in circles. Doing this in conjunction with the arching and the rounding. Doing what feels good with unexpected parts of the body that invite themselves to be moved and make themselves known. Maybe the jaw, maybe the eyes blink open and shut. I'll give you the course of 5 breaths nice and slowly to continue these cat-cows. Spend some time in silence with yourself, intentionally, to make your way towards your first upside down V shape. Go nice and slowly and expansively. Don't rush to get to the next shape. We won't leave anyone behind or go anywhere without you. We're all in this together as a team this morning, basking in each other's presence, all having something to bring and something to offer in this space. And definitely, when you come into your dog, allow yourself to explore, bending the knees, bobbling the head, flubbering the lips, perhaps. Perhaps letting the freedom of your own environment cultivate expression that you may not feel free to do in a regular class. In silence, you can be as loud and expressive as you want with the sounds. Sighs, giggles, flubbers of the lips. Find the stability of all 10 fingers to root you down, particularly pointer and thumb, so that the head can drop down out of the shoulders and relax. Maybe you softly bend the knees. So you're going to begin to redistribute the weight into the left foot. It might help to rise up onto the tippy toes of the left foot a bit as well. Redistributing the weight into left toes, lift your right foot off the floor. Begin to bend the right knee. We're going to cross the right ankle just like we did in figure 4 on our backs. Right ankle comes over top of left knee. We're in our downward facing dog like this. Big inhale here. Exhale, sigh. Inhale, we'll come forward to our high planks. Knee presses knee towards the ceiling, gaze out. Find that connection with your belly here. Send the hips up and back, still in figure 4, downward facing dog. And then inhale, peel the heart forward, expand, gaze out. Exhale, shift up and back, downward dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Knee presses knee towards the ceiling, foot flexes on that right foot, belly aware. And then step your right foot for some relief between the hands. Drop onto the back knee, untuck your back toes, and meet me on the right thigh for a nice deep lunge. Even as you sink down through your left hip, press firmly into the front foot, backing off of your lunge to make space in the side body as the arms reach up alongside the ears. Big inhale here. And exhale, sink. Take the arms out to a T. You're going to interlace your hands and bring the hands to support the back of the head. As you lean back into the support of your hands, the heart reaches up, inviting it towards the sky. Perhaps planting that first seed of intention, feeling like it could shoot out through the heart space and travel up to the stars this evening, where it gains power, sustenance, and moves out into the universe as a whole, manifesting for you, for your loved ones, whoever you want to send that intention and energy to let it fortify you throughout the coming weeks. Sink your left hip down, and then release the hands, frame your front foot. We'll step back to our nice soft vinyasa. Downward facing dog first. Then we'll uncurl like a wave, coming to our high plank, top end of a push-up. Lower your knees down to the floor and bring your heart between your thumbs in some semblance. Don't stress it too much, Ashta Pranam-ish. Press off the toes, slither onto the belly, and press all the tops of the toenails into the floor. Thumbs slide in line with the breastbone. As you lift your gaze, soften into the low back as the shoulders peel open, baby cobra. First, simple back bend. Bow your chin to your chest. Coming through hands and knees, lift the hips to the sky. Receive the breath deeply. Inhale and sigh. Breathing into the back of the neck. Allowing the head to dangle down. Maybe shaking it yes and no. Really expansive, long, taffy-like breath, stretching them out. Almost as if you're inviting the breath to breathe your whole body instead of you breathing it. Now redistribute the weight into the ball of the right foot. Slowly lifting the left foot off the floor and bending the left knee to cross the left ankle over top of the right knee, coming into that figure four. And by the way, if this feels like too much, feel free to just come forward normally into your high plank out of downward dog. Knee presses knee. And on our next inhale, we'll ripple forward, high plank. Press the knee up towards the ceiling, flex the foot, and send your hips up and back to the sky. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. And exhale, shift up and back. Inhale, come forward, high plank here. Pause, gaze out. Soften the jaw and find that belly awareness, tucking in and up. And then step your left foot between your hands, drop onto the back knee, untuck the back toes, come onto the left side. Feel how already this side might feel a little bit different. Allow it to be its own unique thing. This pose on this side. And then reach your arms up alongside your ears. Press into the front foot, expand. And then reach the arms out to a T. Interlace the hands at your low at the base of the neck so that the heart can receive and send out like a radio signal that intention. Back of the head gets supported as you sink your right hip down, lift up, pressing into the front foot with abandon, sending that intention towards the stars. Release the hands, frame your front foot, lift your back knee as you step back to downward facing dog. Nice, soft, easy second vinyasa, ripple forward to high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, roll over the toes to baby cobra, head lifts, neck is soft. And exhale, bow to yourself, shift the hips to the sky, downward dog, breathe in. And let it go, along with something else you don't need to carry forward into your practice or into the coming week. Begin to slowly take a journey to the top of your mat. And separate the feet hip width distance or maybe even wider to allow yourself to have a supported base to dangle down out of. Sway the spine. Perhaps taking hold of opposite wrists or ankles. Lending weight into the body that allows you to empty out your container through the back of the heart and the neck. Big inhale. Flubber the lips. Emptying out. Inhale, stick out the tongue. Pour it out so that we can continue to send that pure energy, that pure signal in and out, asking for what we need and then receiving it. Press into the feet and slowly, led by the back of the heart and the chin tuck, roll yourself one soft vertebra at a time up towards standing. And give the shoulders a roll. And make your way towards your Tadasana for Sun Salutation A. So get yourself firmly rooted in your expression of that strong shape, rooting you down and lifting you up soft through the shoulders, but lengthy and elegant and regal through the spine. All of the heart's desires projecting upward. All 10 toes root down as you swirl the arms out and up, reaching for the sun. And draw the energy through your heart center as you forward fold in half. Inhale, feel the breath coursing forward as you lift the heart. And exhale your hands to the mat. Step back to your downward facing dog. So we can build a vinyasa onto that if you'd like. In a moment, not yet, we're gonna come forward to high plank. And you can stick with knees, chest, chin, or some version. So you could just bring your knees to the floor and come onto the belly. Don't stress it too much. Or you could lower down, low push-up, chaturanga, or some version, with or without the knees. Then you'll have the choice of baby cobra or upward facing dog, of course. Choose wisely each time. On your inhale, ripple forward to a high plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or low push-up, your choice. Roll over the toes into upward facing dog. The shoulders peel open, or baby cobra. Exhale, bow the chin to the chest. Shift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Breathe in and let it go. So we have our choices set in motion. Try not to let the body get ahead of the breath as you choose. Rise onto your toes with your inhale. Bend your knees, look forward on your exhale, and gently step the feet or hop the feet between the hands. Land halfway up with a lengthy spine. And exhale, fold into yourself. Uttanasana. Root through the feet, rise through the heart, circle the arms out and up, again reaching for the sun. And exhale, pour yourself right back in and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, we press the hands to the shins, come halfway up. And exhale, hands to the floor, step back. Yogi's choice of vinyasa or none. Again, notice if the breath can lead the body or if the body's rushing ahead. Invite the breath to lead. And out of downward facing dog here, we'll sweep the right leg up and back and make some hip circles as we bend the right knee, exploring the right hip, inviting a little bit more space. Of course, going in one direction and then moving in the other. All the while breathing in and out. And endeavoring to keep that right shoulder dropping down even as it attempts to peel open. So having the movement come from the hip rather than the whole body. Then we'll square off the hip and step the right foot between the hands. Reaching forward through the chest, pressing back through the heel, rise up into your strong crescent lunge. Keep sinking down, but pressing into the front foot, just like we did when our knee was on the floor, to find some stretch and length through each side body. So as we look forward, we'll start our transition practice. Maybe you step the back foot forward. We're going to draw this left knee into the chest. Flex the foot. Keep the right foot strong. Breathe in. And on your exhale, step that left foot back. You might exaggerate that little step so it's almost like you're stepping back to warrior three for just a beat. Gaze forward, find your focal point with the eyes. Pour the weight into the front foot. Left knee rises, left foot flexes. Good job. Step back, find your lunge. Big inhale. And then exhale, hands will frame the front foot. We'll redistribute the weight again into the right foot. This time we'll lift the left leg into standing split. Don't worry about how high you can lift the leg. Rotate your left hip down, left toes down. So squaring off the hips. And then we'll begin to bend the right knee. Draw the left knee behind it. This is called dancing Shiva. With your inhale, send the left leg high. Steady and sweet. Draw the knee behind the knee. And then send the left leg up. Draw knee behind knee. Pause here for a little fun play with balance. Maybe you balance between each hand and find that little hover point. Knowing it's okay to wobble and fall. You just come back to the present. or perhaps you find a tiny bit of balance. And then we'll send the left foot back, releasing the hands back to the floor. We'll take a twist to the right, reaching the right arm up, pivoting the left ribs around towards the right inner thigh. The right thigh kisses back. As you explore the sky with the fingertips, allow the right arm perhaps to drift behind you. Get that nice stretch in the left calf as the back heel presses back, the left hip sinks, and then the right hand comes back to the floor. So one way or another, you're gonna get this right foot back and the left foot forward, so we switch sides. You can step one foot at a time, or if you'd like, you can switch kick the feet. To give that hip a little bit of relief, we'll then come into our crescent lunge. The teachers are all talking about how exhausting it is to teach these poses. We don't normally practice the whole class, so you may see me stopping and coming around to give you all some encouragement on the opposite side, because it's just really tiring. After you come into that lunge, sweep the arms behind you, interlace them at your low back for that nice shoulder stretch again. Pausing here is great. If you'd like, humble warrior can come into the picture with the arms sweeping up and overhead. Soft jaw, steadiness here. You can kind of notice how that left hip wants to sashay out to the left. Exactly. Can you draw it in? Nice, Sandy. Yeah, Shafali. Awesome job, everyone. Rise back up, arms alongside the ears, and then the hands frame the front foot. We'll step back and move through a vinyasa, or just pause in downward dog to relax and breathe. Nice, guys. So I know your breath sounds beautiful and amazing. Remind yourself, I'll remind you as well. Sweep the left leg up and back. Begin to express the left hip as the knee rolls open and stacks and swirls. Of course, going in both directions. And then we'll extend the left leg back behind us and step the left foot forward between the hands. And give yourself a pause to rise into crescent lunge. Get yourself settled. So we build a roadmap on the other side. You know where you're going a little bit more, so you don't have to think too far ahead. Pour the weight into the front foot. Right knee draws into the chest. You might wobble a bit. That's what balances do, throw you off balance so you come back in. Step the foot back, coming into your crescent. A little easier this time. You spot your gaze, draw the knee in, flex the foot. Send the foot back. Big inhale here. And exhale, hands frame the front foot. Redistribute the weight into the left foot. Let the right leg rise, standing split. Big inhale as you pour yourself over the left leg. Exhale. Now the left knee bends, the right knee draws behind it. Dancing Shiva. On your inhale, send the right leg back up to the sky, standing split. Draw the right knee in with your next breath. Nice, guys, standing Shiva. Send the right leg up and back. Right knee draws in, you pause here. Gazing out, finding your drishti, perhaps bringing the hands to heart center or wobbling a bit as you see about balancing one hand at a time. Nice. Breathe into the back of the neck. Release the hands to the floor and step the foot back. We'll switch sides. Footsteps forward or switch kick the legs. Oh, sorry, come back. we forgot the twist and we need that. So the left foot's forward now for our twist. Right hand plants, left arm lifts. Back leg gets strong. Feel your strength here. Feel the opening as the arm drifts behind you. Let your jaw relax as your left shin presses forward, expand. And now exhale, hand comes down. Switch the feet as you're ready. And rise up on the right side, right foot forward, crescent lunge. Sweep the arms behind you, interlace them. So I'll face this way. When you come into standing split, this hip usually tends to sashay off. It's a lot on this right thigh, but if you can bend it and challenge it, you'll draw that tailbone back a little better. Reach the arms out and up overhead. Humble warrior if you like, or stay upright. So now you can kind of notice, does that right hip sashay out? Do you want to draw it in? Maybe you don't. Either way is fine, just notice. Come on back up, arms alongside the ears, liberating them. And hands frame the front foot. Step back to yogi's choice of vinyasa. Next time we come out of our vinyasa, you'll come to a child's pose. And lay yourself down. Yeah, perhaps get a refreshing drink. And as always, you can get up if you need to and go grab it if you forgot your water or anything. We'll always join back in. But sink here, feel all that effort sinking in. Sometimes our mind tricks us into thinking it's about the poses, but it's more about the effort we make in those shapes. The pose gets thrown away and we just feel the result of our energy and effort coursing through the body. And the results we need always show up unexpectedly for any given daily practice. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Rise onto the tips of the toes. Bend your knees, look forward, and step or hop the feet between the hands. Let your heart shine as you lift halfway up. And exhale, bow to yourself. Strong through the feet, soft through the heart. Reach the arms out and up. And exhale the hands back down through your heart center along with your intention. Let the eyes close for a moment. Reinforce that intention, perhaps drawing in a loved one, bringing them along for the ride of energy that you build in your practice, sending some out to them. Okay, so as we move into our next phase, if you have a quirky prop you want to join you, feel free to have it close by. Flip my pot upside down. And then you're going to come into that figure four again. So this time we're going to pour the weight into the right foot and bend the right knee and cross the left ankle over top of the right knee. Coming back to that figure four, bring your hands to heart center. Sink as much or as little as you want. Press the left knee to the floor if you want a little more juice for the hip to open. Right, yogis control their own practice. Let your heart soften as you sink. Send some breath into the shin. Again, don't worry if you wobble out. Invite the breath in to soften the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Nice. We're gonna unthread that left leg and send it back to the floor. And then we'll release the left heel to the floor and make our way right into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Softening the shoulders down, bending into the front knee, rooting down to our connection with the outer edge of the back foot, pressing down. Breathe here, big inhale, stacking shoulders over the hips, fully present right in the now, not reaching too far forward into the future or longing for the past. Flip the right palm to the sky, bring your left hand back, reach up, painting on the ceiling, Radiant Warrior. Right forearm to the thigh, left arm lengthens long. Reach up and back, radiate your warrior. And exhale, right forearm down, left arm lengthens long. Expand, reach up and back, Radiant Warrior one last time. Right forearm to right thigh. Pause here in your Radiant Warrior to stretch the whole left side of the body. Re-root down to the outer edge of the back foot. Lift up the inner arch so you can stretch from left heel to left hip. Lengthening through the fingertips. Energy lending or energy reaching out through the fingertips, sending that intention out to the universe. If you want another expression of the shape here, you can always bring your hand to the inside of the foot or bring the arm behind you for a little half bind. And then we'll come out. We'll give that front leg a straighten before we come to triangle pose. Hot comes to the outside of the foot. Stretch the arms away from you, lengthen forward, and then right hand comes down to rest on something, the ankle or the pot. Left arm reaches up to the sky, feel triangle pose, stretch you, crown of the head lengthening towards the top of your mat, tailbone lengthening back, and breathe. Leading with the left arm, come back up. So if you have your prop, have it nearby. We're going to come into half moon. So I'm placing it about a ruler distance above and to the outside of my right pinky toe. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Lift the back leg, pouring the weight into the front foot. Breathe here. I would say keep your hand on your hip for the transition. We're now going to turn the hips downward, so squaring off the hips. Draw the knee towards the chest. Coming up. And we're going to pause in a nice tree pose. So open your left knee out to the left. Connect your heel to the inside of the right ankle. Get your roots through the standing leg first, and then see where you want the roots of the left foot to land. So above the knee or below it, preferably, so you don't hurt the knee or unnecessarily tax it. Big breath in this familiar shape. But let it be something new entirely. Yep, if the arms want to play and come in along for the ride, feel free. Feel the left foot press into the right thigh or calf or ankle as the left knee draws behind you. Okay, so you guys are facing the top of your mat. We're going to come back out just playfully for fun where we came from. So we're coming towards Ardha Chandrasana. You're going to turn your left knee forward. Come back through that square hip action. And then turn your left hip open, rotating it on top of the right hip to come back to Ardha Chandrasana. Feel steady here, big inhale. And we'll step the left foot back, warrior two. We'll pivot onto the ball of the back foot. And we'll drop the back knee to the floor, untuck the back toes. We'll come into a twist here in the form of twisted side angle, Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. Reach your left arm up, stretch through the whole left side body. Then take that stretch with you as you tuck your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. And use your right hand to get a little bit more space by pressing that right thigh toward the midline of your mat. And then bring your hands to heart center. Establish your twist first to get that nice detox. Press right hand down into left hand actively as the heart swirls up to meet the thumbs. You can lift the back knee or keep it dropped on the floor as you tuck the back toes under and press the back heel back. And again, if there's something else in your practice in twisted side angle that's inviting, let it be kind. Let it be playful in the spirit of receptivity and kindness. Twisting here towards your future, but not looking too far ahead with worry. And then we'll release the hands to frame the front foot. We'll come into a pigeon pose. Drop the back knee. Shift your right heel over to the to your left wrist and your right knee behind your right wrist. So if pigeon pose is not good for your knees, just simply come onto your back and practice an even more open by now figure four pose now that we open the hips a bit. If you're in pigeon, of course, padding up underneath the right sit bone if you'd like. Take a gaze over your left shoulder and line your heel up with your sit bone. And then a gaze over your right shoulder, squares the hips off. Begin to fold yourself down towards your resting pigeon. Either pillow with the hands or extend the arms long. Pose of surrender. Feeling the effects of that side sink in, perhaps feeling the difference in the hips. Feeling the heartbeat, connecting you to yourself. Then we'll walk the hands back alongside the hips. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and send the right leg up and back. Swirl the hip open. If you want a wild thing, that's great. You can do that. Whatever feels nice to reopen that hip. Let it be playful. Beautiful choices all. Wherever you are, come back to your downward facing dog. And we'll again stretch the right leg up to the sky, step the right foot forward between the hands. And we're gonna just pause, we're gonna come up through warrior two. On the right side again, bring your hands to your hips, soften into the right knee, and turn the right toes in the same direction as the left toes. A wide-legged forward fold will feel nice after all that activity. Squeeze the elbows in. Find length through the torso as you tip forward to the front of the toes. Bring the hands down to your pot or your hat box. or the floor. Make sure the toes are turned somewhat in, so at least the outside edges of the feet are parallel. Fingertips line up with toe tips, or heels of hands line up with the heels of the feet. As the elbows bend in a right angle, just like chaturanga arms. And draw back towards each other, or draw in towards each other, I should say. Can be really helpful in this pose to find rootedness to the outside edges of the feet, redistributing the weight into the pinky toe edge, lifting up on the inner arches, tipping the weight forward and lifting the tailbone. Maybe you find just a little bit more space. And inhale, come halfway up. Catch your hands to the hips to support you as you peel yourself all the way up. Turn your left toes to the top of your mat. And cartwheel the hands, frame the front foot. Step back to a vinyasa or skip it. We'll meet in downward dog again. And wait for everyone. Out of downward facing dog, we rise onto the toes with an inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and step or hop the feet between the hands. With your inhale, land and lift and lengthen the heart. And exhale, fold. Rebend the knees, sink the hips, find Utkatasana just for a beat. And then come on back up to stand in your Tadasana. We'll do the other side. That was my thought. All right, redistribute the weight into the ball of the right foot this time. Cross your left, no, I'm wrong. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. So figure 4, right ankle cross. That means the right knee is bent. Bend the knees, sink your hips as much or as little as you want to. Bring your hands to heart center. Finding your way into figure 4, softening the shoulders, big inhale. And sigh and sink. We'll unhinge the right heel and send the right leg back. Landing the right foot. Pivoting the back foot down. Coming into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders soften. Front knee bends. Pausing in the center, in the now. Letting the tailbone drop down. Letting your shoulders sink away from the ears. Flip your left palm to the sky. Get ready to paint the sky. Reach the arm up and back. Left forearm to left thigh. Reach the right arm alongside the right ear. Reach the left arm up and back. Stretch towards your full Sunday ahead. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm reaches long. One last time, keep the front knee bent, sweep the arm up, and then bring the left forearm to rest on your left thigh, reach your right arm, stay in Parshva Konasana. Gratefully feeling the heartbeat, the lungs clear and strong. Moving into another direction if you'd like. Half bind or hand to floor or pot. Another breath cycle here. Bicep curls into the ear or right shoulder opens. And then come on back up to stand. Gratefully straighten that front knee. Kick the right hip back as you lengthen through left side body. Left hand down, right arm up. Pause to feel how good just this simple act of stretching the body, feeling your beautiful neck as the crown of the head lengthens forward, rooting down through the outer edge of the right heel as the hip presses to ground you. Relax to let the right arm drift a little bit behind you as the jaw softens. And then bend softly into the front knee. We'll come on back up. And grab your pot for that transitional pose through Ardha Chandrasana. Begin to bend the front knee, pour the weight into the left foot and the left hand. Coming into your Ardha, I'm going to keep my hand on the hip. Then we'll begin that transition, tipping the right hip down. Begin drawing the knee to the chest. You might wobble, that's fine as you come up towards standing. And then we'll turn the right knee open, rest the right heel on the inside of the trunk of the left foot, the roots, playing around with the right leg, letting it go where it wants. Oop. No, kitty. She wants to do tree pose too. Yeah, I hear ya. It's a tough life. All right, begin to make your way out of the shape. So you'll look to the top of your mat, turn your right knee back in, square off the hips as you send that right leg back, and rotate your right hip open. Again, coming back into half moon for just a beat, and step the right foot back. Landing in your warrior two. Nice transitions, guys. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot, drop to the back knee. We'll come into our twist. Reach the right arm up alongside the right ear and tuck the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Palm presses palm, left hand presses firmly down into the right. Lift the back knee if you'd like, or keep it dropped for your twist. If the knee is lifted, really press the back heel back as the back of the right knee endeavors towards the sky. Soften the jaw. And then release your twist, come into your pigeon, noting the difference in this side, propping up even if you didn't on the other side if it feels kind. Find some length through your spine. And take all that length and fold it down into your pigeon on this side. So this is half forward fold, half hip opener. After all that effort you made, we start to turn insular at this point. Let the breath breathe you. We begin to walk the hands back alongside the hips. Heart lifts as you lift the back knee and send your left leg up to the sky. Twirl open the hip. Move in whichever direction you want. Nice, beautiful choices. Oh, so sweet, Shefali. Yes. Nice, Nasha. Beautiful, Patricia. And all of you who I can't see there, beautiful as well. Come on back to your downward facing dog. If you'd like, take one last clearing vinyasa. If you wouldn't like, you can come all the way onto your belly and just rest already, because that's where we're gonna end up. So if you're in downward facing dog, ripple forward to your high plank and lower all the way down onto your belly. We'll take a nice, simple back bend here before we come into our final resting pose. So reach the arms alongside the body. Peel the shoulders open, lift the feet, lift the hands. Coming into Shalabhasana, locust pose, you can interlace the fingers and press the palms. If you'd like, you can reach for outer or inner ankle and bring it into Dhanurasana. Your choice. Big inhale here. And exhale, sigh. Come down when you're ready. And easily roll over onto your back. We'll draw the knees into the chest and take a happy baby pose. Hands to insides of arches or outside, your choice. Perhaps straightening one knee as the opposite knee bends. Maybe if you want to bring the feet together and up and overhead in a little gentle halasana. And then roll to one side. Come up for one last quick clearing pose, and maybe you grab your stuff to, I can't talk. Maybe you grab your layers if you want, or something to support underneath your knees, since this will be the last pose before Shavasana. We started a few minutes late as everybody trickled in, so we may go a few minutes over. Just be sure to take a couple minutes in Shavasana, even if you have to leave a little bit early. So you can either keep the knees bent or straight, point the toes or press the feet. I'm going to do it with bent knees. Turn your fingertips toward your hips. Peel the shoulders open and lift the hips up to the sky. Coming into Purvottanasana or variation. Press into all 10 toes as the hips lift up. Maybe the gaze drops back if it doesn't hurt your neck. Come on down when you're ready and lay yourself down to rest. The gentle songs in the playlist are at the very end. So if you want to turn one of those on now, you can. I'll again post the link in the chat if for whatever reason you weren't able to access it. We show up for the end, as Felicia brilliantly says, receiving whatever gifts our practice has to offer with open arms. Dim your lights, perhaps. Feeling the earth receive you. Knowing it's still turning day by day. Feeling that comfort. Take a big breath in to clear you. And let it go. Along with any effort. Feel yourself floating off to a favorite place or a favorite memory. Big inhale and sigh. Falling freely into your Shavasana. Let that soft sound encourage you to invite the breath back in slowly. Bringing gestures, small ones at first, a wiggle of the toes, a twinkle of the fingers, some movement of the jaw. Taking care not to squander all the space you've built. Go slow. Roll the wrists and the ankles around. Stretch into a full body yawn if you'd like. Arms overhead all the way down, feeling the expansiveness of your body. Before you roll into a little curled up ball where you can take an inventory of the alchemy of your practice, how it changes you little at a time, or all at once. Someone I'm quite fond of has a couple sayings I really like. And no matter what's going on, you can ask the universe, how does it get any better than this? Even if times are tough, it's a great question to ask because you're inviting the universe to give you answers that maybe you can't control, but that show up in unexpected ways. How does it get any better than this? When you're ready, perhaps keeping the eyes closed, to savor the last moments of your practice, roll your way into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And once you get there, you can rest your hands on your thighs or bring them to heart center, joining them. So knowing that every adversity holds the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. We'll close our practice with the sound of one Om to send us off on our Sundays by ourselves, but still joined by the energy of our practice. Big breath in. And a clearing sigh to release anything else you don't need to carry with you down through the floorboards into Mama Earth, where she can hold it. Inhale. Oh. Lift your thumbs up between your eyebrows. Lift your heart up, exultant to the sky. And exhale, fold forward, thanking yourself for doing something good and kind today. Jai, which means victory, and namaste,